Hey everybody, Questwise here, and it is October, which means it is Surviving the Dead month. And this month we're going to be taking a look as a sort of mini series going on, a couple of episodes. We're going to be talking about Survive This Zombies, second edition by Bloat Games. We're going to be using this to sort of illustrate cool adventures that you can run for your party, for your gang of players, during October, during a Halloween month, if you want to run some horror role playing. First off, I have to say, look at this cover. Good Lord, this cover is great. This is done by Runehammer, and for the second edition of this, the back cover is amazing as well too. But I would say this cover is probably, it ranks right up there with my favorite horror RPG covers ever since Dead Rain from Palladium Books. If you want to check out my review of Dead Rain, I did that last October. That was the game I chose to focus on to show off during Halloween month last year. But this year we're going to be focusing on Survive This Zombies second edition. Why is this game so great? I can't say enough about this game. This game emulates a great zombie apocalypse. I love the zombie apocalypse theme. Now, I love horror role playing. I love Call of Cthulhu. You can check out my reviews on that back in the catalog as well too. But when it comes to role playing games in the horror genre, I love the zombie apocalypse theme. Why? Not because I'm a huge fan of zombies. Zombies are cool and all. But what I really love about it is the survivability, the survival genre, as it were. And this game captures that extremely, extremely well. So what happens here is this. I love to start if I'm doing a campaign or even a one-shot of a zombie apocalypse survival game, in my personal opinion, I think the best time to start one of those campaigns would be about 2 to 3 weeks, or maybe even just a month after the apocalypse has set in. That the epidemic has taken root. Why I think that's a great time period is because you are at that point in the apocalypse, or this epidemic, or this cataclysm, that things have started to gone awry just enough that you realize that life is going to change forever. One of the cool things about this game is that Eric and Josh over at Bloat Games, they give you a background chart, right? So you can choose what your character was before all this shit went down. So you can choose to be a doctor or a lawyer or a teacher or a grocery store clerk, whatever it is you happen to be. There's a random chart if you just can't decide and you want to just randomly, roll one up. But all that stuff doesn't matter anymore, and that's why I like setting it about a month into the cataclysm, because of this catastrophe, because you had a normal life before this, right? And now all of a sudden that stuff doesn't matter anymore, because what point is there to being a doctor? You can't go back to the hospital because it's now infected with zombies. So you if you're a teacher, there's no point in going back to school because everybody's panicked and everybody's starting to flee and try to find a safe haven. There's no point in being a lawyer anymore because, what point is going back to the courtroom when the judges become a zombie now, right? One of the living dead. There's just a cool transitionary period. And what's great about this game is that every character starts first level as a survivor. Just as you've gone now from your normal life into survival mode, and you are just that. You are just a survivor. You're just looking for a way to find safe haven for you and your friends and your family, and you're trying to do that the best that you can, either through trying to gather supplies, trying to find a safe haven, whatever it may be. One of the best and most fun times I've ever had with running an apocalyptic game like this, a zombie apocalypse game, is that you were in that survival mode. And I think first level to do that kind of thing is genius on the part of Bloat Games, because it provides a very fun, that you don't get any, you get some special skills from your background. So if you had been a doctor, you have skills like healing and medicine and that kind of thing, which are going to aid you as being a survivor. But at the same time, you are just in survival mode. You are just a normal person whose background does not matter anymore, and you just need to survive somehow. Whether that be trying to find others to help you, or to embark off onto your own and try to survive away from the effects of this epidemic that has befallen, or however you choose, that the apocalypse has taken root and the Walking Dead have emerged, right? After that, once you've graduated beyond first level, you then begin to choose a class for your character, or a situation for your character. So you can become some kind of medical professional. You could go back to being a doctor again, in the fact that you found like a community of people that you're now serving as their medical technician. You can be a soldier, all right? You can go back to being a soldier, and now you're the protector of these people as well too. The cool thing about this, though, is that there's some really cool character classes that none of the character classes are created equal in this game. So you could become a soldier, which gives you access to guns and skills to help you protect other people, or medical personnel. But you could also be a mother-to-be. You could be somebody who's was pregnant at the beginning of this catastrophe, and now you're simply there to try and figure out how life is going to be once you have a child in the midst of this earth-shattering calamity that's befallen us. So there's a lot of those types of things that are really, really interesting about this game, and interesting about playing a game in a zombie apocalypse type of thing. There are other classes such as the Fixer, which allows you to be the person who puts together machines, rebuilds the generator when it goes bad, fix up a car so that you can go and get supplies. There's the Hunter, the person that you're going to need to supply food to your survivor group. There's the Inmate, there's the person who was in jail at the time that the catastrophe had fallen, and now you're out, so you have some skills from being in prison or in jail. There's the Leader, there's the Mercenary, the Scavenger, the person who finds stuff, the Scientist who can find ways to maybe stop the effects of the plague, or to maybe reverse it entirely. There's the Slayer, which is the character that loves killing zombies and is really, really good at it. There's the Tracker as well too. There's a lot of great different ones. I don't want to give them all away because I want you guys to go out and pick out this book. But this is some great, great stuff. I really enjoy narratively driven games, and this game brings it in spades, man. It really gives you a sense of what it is to live and be part of a global, if not just continental sort of catastrophe, such as the living dead arising up. So not only are you worried about zombies themselves, fighting zombies, but you're also worried about things like other gang groups of people or gangs. They refer to them, a lot of them, as like biker gangs and stuff in here. Very kind of Mad Maxy kind of feel to them. But you're worried about other people because when you're playing a game like this, the real story behind it, the real narrative behind this is morality, and whether you're going to hold on to your morality or not, right? So you need to focus on things like, there are other groups of people out there who are not going to be shy at coming and killing you and taking your stuff, because they need it, right? Survival mode kicks in, and some people would be more willing to steal stuff from you and harm you in a way so that they can survive. But then you're also going to find people out there who are going to be very sympathetic to other people and band together into a small community and try to support one another, right? And protect each other. There's so many opportunities to place this anywhere. You can place this in large cities. You could play this in your hometown. In fact, I've done that before with several other games where I've taken a map of my town and I've crumpled it up and I've drug it through some dirt and I've burnt the edges and stuff of it. And now people have a map of the hometown that you live in with the, the players that you have locally, and you can use your hometown as the home base of this epidemic falling upon the people that you live in and around. Great stuff. Bloat Games has done some really cool stuff. Next week, when we hit the rest of the series, what we're going to be talking about is ways to survive the dead, and different tips and techniques that you can use in your game, either being a game master running the game itself, or being a player in that you can aid in some survival techniques and stuff as well too. But Survive This Zombie 2nd edition, beautiful layout, beautiful artwork. Let me show you some of this artwork in here. It's just really gorgeous. There's a variety of different, I should point this out too, variety of different zombies in here. However you want to run zombies. Everything from fast zombies to voodoo zombies, which are controlled by other people, zombie children, terrifying zombie children, and stuff as well too. But let me show you some. Let me find a good. Let's take a look at the fixer. Right, the artwork in this just is amazing, and I can't say enough again about this game. But like I said, next week we're going to be tapping into how to run your games and how to survive your games as players. So until next time, I'm Questwise, and we are out.